Alright, and we are back for round one, definitive edition, me versus Ceefar. I'm gonna try a little bit of an experimental strat that I've been mulling over in my head. Um, I'm gonna try to go Markal with zombies and plague rat, try to build up mana until I can, for a big hit, use the poison from the plague rat to delay the opponent's attack so that I don't horribly die in the meantime. And we're going to see what happens. Bans for this round were, from me, Varkas and Absorb Circlet. Bans from Ceefar were Varkas and Crown of Thorns. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I was trying to throw off... I was concerned... I think the big point of this build is like getting that spell ready, and I was a little bit concerned that if someone picked Rakshasas, that they might be able to sap the mana away, and that would be like really detrimental to the one edge that this build has. But you know, maybe I should have chosen a wizard hero to ban. I felt like banning Varkas was a good strategy just because, like, I'm already dealing with a really, not a really weak, but a somewhat weak core unit. And so by trying to not have humans with their, like, really, really strong walls in play, by getting rid of sort of their best champion, Varkas, I thought that might be worthwhile, but we'll see how this goes. Starting with Staff of Battle on Cyrus is a little bit scary. We'll see what happens here. Okay. What's my priority right now? My priorities are, I guess, moving that Bone Dragon so that it can't be gotten with the Wand of Battle, and getting him as much mana as possible. Of course, the Rakshasas are there, which is a concern. I wish I could establish a link for those blues so that I'd have a better chance of getting to that yellow Rakshasa, but there's only so much we can do. I think we start building this, maybe to fake out and get them to shoot out the Staff of Exposure early, but we'll see. Really strong wall opener there. That set up a great deal of defense. I think we charge zombie launchers for either way, I don't think we're getting to that Rakshasa. Unless we get very, very lucky. There's the staff. You know, as far as like options for that staff go, I'm happy with that. That's like, it's early, it's not that disruptive, it wasn't anything crucial. I hadn't put a lot of effort into that unit, I think is my key point. That staff will, unfortunately, because it has the 2 radius on the orthogonal direction, up, down, left, right, that will disrupt the free move that I was going to get from blue zombies launching there, which is a real bother. Can't really set up a move on that side either. Building any walls is perhaps a foolish errand. Okay. Okie dokie. No. Just getting some mana just for the time being. What I'm gonna start doing actually is start preparing some easy to set up green links with one in the same column as that yellow Rakshasa. Just in the hope that I'll be able to you know, get the poison going. Because on a 5-turn unit, the Plague Rat poison is really no joke. It really does hamper things quite a lot. There's the explosion. Yeah, no, it was 8. I'm hoping to get lucky on the call, which I do, actually. I do get lucky on the call. Only just. Yeah, that applies a little bit of pressure. We are going to have to deal with the blue Rakshasa on the right. Thankfully, that Staff Exposure, like I said, was used pretty quickly. So setting up this Death Knight to act as just a wall and to leech out some of its strength is the play here. I do think that Rakshasa, you know, they've moved the yellow behind it. It's getting moved. Those zombies are just going to hit face for a little bit of damage, which is like not the worst thing in the world. My only problem here is that I'm reliant on getting a blue in this next call. It's not completely unreasonable. I'll be calling for 12 once these 3 zombie formations launch, and there just needs to be a blue on the surface so that I can delete one of the units. Underneath the Death Knight, actually that, oh no, I can delete the green, what am I talking about? Hey look, 12 isn't nothing. Ooh, that's rough. That's quite rough. What we are gonna do... How do we best compensate? Leading this unit. Moving this here just so that we can get a free bit of mana and we expose this blue. Like I say, the strategy we're trying to go for here is surviving until we can get the hero spell for Markal and then just charge, you know, 2 or 3 elites all in one turn. Apply a massive amount of pressure. So get the mana, get a little bit more mana. Just to make that call a little bit more valuable, gets us the Death Knight. I'm going to pretend that that was entirely by my wit and guile. Fortunately, Ceefar here has got 2 links just completely free. I'm really going to need to throw up some defense pretty quickly, or I'll find myself in a really nasty situation. So I think this works. It does not quite the way I thought it would. I'm really trying to get better at predicting those. I don't think we do just yet, purely because we do need to move that green Death Knight if we don't want it to be completely lost, and it gets harder and harder as your board gets fuller and fuller to call in those champions. So I figure it's best to keep that green Death Knight alive even if it does cost a move. And the gremlins themselves are not a real threat. Just if you've played before, you'll know. But the way their damage falls off as it travels across the board, you know, they're going to deal 1 damage to me tops. This one, nothing at all. We get an extra wall in there, a little bit extra mana. Pattern seems to be this game. We call. Fortunately, there's not a great deal that we can do here. best we can do is add a tiny bit of extra toughness and unclog that green a little bit. Although unclogging that green may not be relevant. Unfortunately, we're going to lose a bit of mana here. Or actually, are we? Because that's 36 and 84. Yes, it didn't quite get through. Fantastic. Okay, now all we have to worry about is the the Rakshasa that's launching immediately after that. Excuse me. Come here. I don't think I've lost just yet. Just on the, you know, Rakshasa power gets drained from your spell power before it gets drained from your health. And the fact that I don't super want to call right now. I think I did. Oh, that doesn't get power. That's a huge bummer. I'm putting all my money on two things. One, that I can get my power. Two, that Ceefar can't get theirs. We will see how both of those assumptions go. Thank God I banned Absorb Circlet, because that's always a horrible fight. Cyrus with Absorb Circlet. Really haven't made much use of Plague Rat, which I think is really quite dragging me down quite a bit here. Ooh, that's not the best call I've ever had. We get the spell. I do that. Yes. No. Charge here. Okay. Okay, I think this gives us a fighting chance. Got very lucky on that call. I was pessimistic about it to start, but it was actually very good for me. Yeah, no, that Rakshasa doesn't hit for very much at all. Yeah, 14, Staff of Explosion, the Death Knight's already placed outside its range. I'm so fine. Not the huge threat that I was hoping it would be, that I was sort of basing the strategy around, but it is a reasonable position to be in. Now, setting up for links is something that I do want to be doing here, but I need to be very cognizant of Ceefar's ability to shoot that staff 2 rows deep. So setting up for like a blue in here, while it is extra work, I think it may be the plan. That Phoenix is a concern, particularly because Ceefar already has a fair amount of walls built up in front of it. We'll see how many links I can safely establish. Right now, they're blocking in that column. Right now, they're blocking 27 on... they're blocking 38. Which is not insurmountable for a Death Knight with like a 2-turn lead, but... I'm a little cautious. Setting up for more walls behind. That's what I'd be doing. One of the good things that we've got going for us, and of course one of the things that makes Death Knights just so oppressive, is the fact that it's going to be slowly draining their health over time. Well, the health of their units, which will help us in that final strike there. May seem a little odd here, but I'm actually thinking of establishing a situation for a link over on this side as well. Just so that Ceefar might preemptively send a staff down to disrupt that on this side and miss the chip damage, the Death Knight there. Of course, if I could actually get it to launch without getting blown up, that would be great too, but, you know. Very good. Yeah, now blocking 72 on that side. That's really rough for me. Cool. That's not atrocious. It's certainly not the worst I've ever seen. Good things with links is they do still provide a fair amount of mana, even if it is going to get destroyed fairly soon. Unfortunately, this sort of diversion over here isn't particularly going to work. I'm almost certain that we're going to get staff exposure on this column here, and that'll result in only one link on the Death Knight. We'll see. We'll see. Still 2 tiles back, that's why having those 3 walls there was really good for redundancy. Let's see where the staff goes. Yep. No, that's okay. We can move that without much fuss. The question is, where? I'm to move the staff. I think the best positioning, as much as it sacrifices, that's going to hit me for a fair chunk of health, but I think it keeps my units as safe as possible. I might be massively misunderestimating the damage of Staff of Exposure to your hero. If that happens, whoops. And furthermore, oopsies. How much am I taking here? Oh, yeah. Whoops and oopsies, I think is my response to that. Oh yeah, no, it is. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, no, we lose here. Kind of threw that game. You know, lessons learned. While I remember that for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be a better player for it. No, GG.